Chapter 1. Fluttershy woke up with a scream as her head was throbbing from pain. From her bed Fluttershy could see her mirror and she jumped in shock as on her head there sat a unicorn horn. "Oh my goodness, what is this?" exclaimed Fluttershy. Suddenly there was a knock at the door. Fluttershy walked towards the door and opened it to find Discord standing there with a worried look in his face. "Fluttershy, what is the matter? I heard you scream and…" "Fluttershy, we need to take you to Princess Celestia now." Without a moment's hesitation Discord carried Fluttershy to the princess. At the same time Princess Luna was pacing up and down Canterlot Castle while speaking to Princess Celestia. "You knew this was going to happen, you knew one day she would find out the truth with or without the alicorn transformation, and sooner or later Fluttershy will find out that you Princess Celestia are her mother." Chapter 2. Discord arrived at Canterlot Castle still carrying Fluttershy, who seemed to look slightly happier being in Discord's arms. "Your Majesty," stated Discord in an abrasive manner, but before he could continue Princess Celestia interrupted. "Discord, there is no need to worry, this I regret to say is my fault." There was complete silence in the room. Fluttershy and Discord looked confused and motioned for Celestia to continue. 21 years ago I had a filly of whom I loved more than anything in the world, but at the time Lord Tyrek was at large and wanted to rid of all alicorn powers. In order for me to make sure my foal was safe I put her under a spell which made her turn into a Pegasus. Also I had to put her into someone else's care until she would be old enough and powerful enough to be able to defend herself. My dearest Fluttershy, you are my daughter." Discord nearly dropped Fluttershy in shock. Fluttershy looked up at Princess Celestia and started to cry. "I never knew who my mother was and…" Poor Fluttershy could not finish her sentence. Overwhelmed, she passed out. About 10 minutes later Fluttershy came round. Discord quickly walked over to her and said, "Are you alright, Fluttershy?" Fluttershy looked up to him and said, "I am so happy but at the same time confused. Discord, I wish my friends were with me." Discord thought for a minute and continued forthwith, "Why do you need those ponies to help you, for goodness sake? I am here for you." Discord looked quite hurt when he had finished speaking. Discord opened his mouth to speak again but he decided not to, instead he walked out of the room leaving Fluttershy looking confused. Chapter 3. Discord walked around the castle gardens thinking to himself, how is it possible Fluttershy is Celestia's daughter? She does not look anything like her. I suppose I was a bit harsh to Fluttershy. I should go and see her. Since I was stupid enough to betray them, oh no wonder she does not want me to help her. She probably thinks I will let her down again. Discord looked round swiftly to find Fluttershy standing there. "Oh hello Fluttershy, I'm sorry for being so harsh on you. I understand it is a very hard time for you." Fluttershy replied, "Thank you Discord. While you have been outside I went and talked to Princess my mother, and we talked for a while. Oh Discord, I'm so happy. I have a feeling that for me my life is going to change for the better." Discord was happy for Fluttershy but deep down in his heart something was hurting. Fluttery sensed this by the look in Discord's face and said, "Thank you for taking me to Princess Celestia." Discord. This was followed by Fluttershy giving a small kiss on Discord's cheek. Both of them blushed and then fell into a small giggle. Chapter 4. 1 year later, once Ponyville found out about Fluttershy and Princess Celestia, there was a huge party, of course planned by Pinkie Pie. After a while everyone settled into the idea, even Discord. Fluttershy was feeding her animals when suddenly Spike ran in and told her that Princess Celestia wanted to see her immediately. Fluttershy went straight away to Canterlot Castle, where to her surprise sat Discord on Celestia's throne. "Why my dear Fluttershy, I'm glad to see you did not bring your friend Tree Embrace, or was it Hugger?" Fluttershy replied forthwith, "Discord, where is my mother? She sent me a message to see me here." Discord slouched back into the throne and said, "Oh that letter wheel my dear, I send as a matter has arisen that your mother has trusted only moi with." Discord looked too overconfident with himself and Fluttershy noticed this. Discord got up and walked towards Fluttershy and said, "I would not bother asking your friends to find your mother, as you will turn up when you trust me." Fluttershy thought for a minute, as Discord had betrayed her when he helped Tyrek, but he has changed a lot, hasn't he? "Alright Discord, I trust you." Discord picked Fluttershy up and kissed her passionately. My dear Fluttershy, I'm afraid that Celestia is away at the moment, as I'm afraid to say that Tyrek is back. Chapter 5. Fluttershy was confused as she sat feeding Angel Bunny a carrot. Could I be in love with Discord? Pinkie Pie interrupted Fluttershy's thoughts as she popped out of nowhere and shouted, "Happy birthdays Fluttershy, let's party." Fluttershy nearly jumped out of her skin. Is it my birthday today? Pinkie Pie looked stunned and shouted once again, "Well, of course it's your birthday, silly, how could you forget? Everyone is coming, and after convincing Rainbow Dash for half a decade we managed to invite Discord." Fluttershy blushed for a minute and then looked sad. Pinkie Pie, it is hard for me to celebrate at the moment when my mother is not here and Tyrek is at large again. Fluttershy tried to compose herself but could not and sat down and cried. At the same time, Discord was at his home putting a gray suit on with a bow tie. In his paw was a box with a ring inside. Chapter 6. Fluttershy was outside in her garden feeding her animals, oblivious of what was about to happen. Discord walked up to Fluttershy's garden feeling slightly nervous. "Oh, for goodness sake, you are the Lord of Chaos, Discord, you are not afraid of anything." Discord saw Fluttershy and walked to her and said, "Hi Fluttershy, lovely weather we're having." Discord in his mind slapped himself in the face. "Oh hi Discord, yes it is beautiful today. Can I help you?" Discord got up his courage and kneeled down too. "Fluttershy, from the moment I met you, you were the most stunning creature I had ever met. You made me change from evil to good. Oh Fluttershy, would you make me the most happy Dragonquest and marry me?" Fluttershy stood completely shocked, so much she dropped her bird food. Fluttershy then smiled and a feeling of joy came over her. "Discord, since the moment I saw you I completely and utterly fell in love with you. Of course I will marry you." Both of them smiled and then fell into a passionate kiss. Who would ever had no such different creatures would have ever had fallen in love, but the future is uncertain for the two. Chapter 7. Tyrek and Queen Chrysalis were walking about the Canterlot Gardens while speaking to each other. "So Chrysalis, what do you think of that pony and the so-called Lord of Chaos being newly married?" Queen Chrysalis stopped walking and gave a shivering dark gaze up at Tyrek. "I thought Discord was more intelligent than this. Instead of a world of chaos he had planned, he will have a world of house cleaning and nappies. Oh, you have not heard the news, Discord and that idiotic pony are going to have an annoying little brat." Tyrek looked shocked and said, "This is very soon, they have only just married, and anyway how is it even compatible for them to have a child? Will it be born with 6 legs, 9 eyes and 12 noses?" Chrysalis frowned at Tyrek's stupidity and said, "Don't be silly, they're both magical. The child will be born perfectly normal, well as normal as Discord's child can be, and anyway why do you care so much?" Tyrek looked down sadly and cried, "Discord was my best friend and I care about him still." Queen Chrysalis laughed violently and said, "So many emotions, Tyrek, but it does not matter, time will tell what is to happen to that child and Discord and that element of our kindness." Both Tyrek and Queen Chrysalis walked and laughed evilly into the sunset. Chapter 8. She is beautiful Fluttershy and will make her daddy so proud. Discord looked down at his daughter with pride and satisfaction. Fluttershy on the other hand looked worried and thought, "It is silly to worry, but there isn't any way Pandora can become like Discord, is there?" Pandora opened her eyes and looked straight towards Discord and gave a big mischievous smile and said, "Yes, I mean said it a couple of hours old, Daddy." Fluttershy and Discord nearly jumped out of their skin. Discord said, "Was not expecting that. Oh, what a clever girl you are, Pandora." Fluttershy crossed her arms and shouted, "This is exactly what I am worried about, Discord. If she can speak at a couple of hours old, what will stop her taking over Equestria and then being turned into stone like you?" Discord thought about this and said, "Pandora is half you as well, Fluttershy. She has kindness in her. Somewhere. I will be protecting her as well, Fluttershy. You have just got to calm down." Both Discord and Fluttershy calmed down and looked at Pandora, who was now getting bored, and snapped her fingers and chocolate milk appeared. "You see, Fluttershy, that's my girl." Fluttershy frowned and feared for her baby's safety and thought, "What have I done?" Chapter 9. Twilight Sparkle looked at the 13-year-old filly in front of her. Pandora had become one of the most feared ponies in Equestria. Why hello Twilight, do you like what I have done to the place? I think chaos suits Equestria. I think the best part is that I cannot be stopped, as you cannot destroy me with the elements of harmony, as I do not think my own mother would turn me to stone. Twilight Sparkle was speechless. After all the times she and her fellow ponies had spent saving Equestria, it was now for nothing. The scene in front of her was heartbreaking. Ponies were running around in panic, the sky was raining chocolate milk, and Pandora had taken all the ponies' cutie marks. Equestria was no longer a place of harmony but a place of misery. Twilight Sparkle woke up with a scream. Thank goodness it was only a dream. I am only getting myself worked up. None of this can happen, can it? The door knocked. Twilight went and opened it, and Fluttershy was with Discord, and in his arms laid Pandora, smiling away at Twilight. Are you okay, Twilight? You seem worried about something. Twilight told Fluttershy it was nothing, and they all sat down for an hour chatting to one another. Fluttershy and Discord went outside the house and said goodbye to Twilight. Pandora opened her mouth and said, Goodbye Twilight, I saw the dream too. Twilight nearly jumped out of her skin. Twilight thought, how can a baby talk? Whatever the future brings, I have to be ready. Pandora has a surprise coming for her. Chapter 10. Oh well, I suppose I will only have to put up with a little brat for a while. Queen Chrysalis looked at her newborn son Agony, who looked up at her and smiled. Tyrax stood next to Chrysalis and said, Well, I suppose you are not going to sound much more maternal than that. You should be happy, a healthy strong boy to take over Equestria one day and keep that Pandora in the Canterlot Gardens along with her father where they both belong. Chrysalis laughed at Tyrax's comment and laid down in her bed and sighed. This is just dreamy. I simply cannot wait to see my son rule the world alongside you and me. Tyrax smirked and said, We will just have to wait and see what the future brings, but of course it will be in our favor, my darling. Tyrax kissed his son on the cheeks and his girlfriend on the lips. Life was just perfect for the two of them, but for how much longer? Chapter 11. That's the final straw, Fluttershy. I cannot cope with those idiotic friends of yours. One look at Discord's face could tell the wisest of ponies he was in a state of annoyance. How could you say that, Discord? They were only trying to throw a birthday party for you. It has not been easy for them to accept us, but now they have, you want to throw it all back in their faces. Discord sighed and sat down next to Pandora's cot. He smiled at his daughter, who looked up at him and giggled. I am sorry, Fluttershy. I will try to be more considerate of other ponies' feelings, I promise. Fluttershy smiled and walked over to Discord and kissed him. Oh Discord, I have some news for you. My mother told me that Queen Chrysalis has had a colt. Discord stood up quickly and shouted, Well, what do you mean? How could she? I mean, after all. Oh, what shocking news. Any idea, I mean, who the father is, as I would really like to know. Fluttershy was taken aback. Why do you even care, Discord? She is just. What do you mean, how could she? Discord backed away and said, Oh, she is an old acquaintance of mine, we were school friends. Fluttershy thought nothing more about the situation and went into the kitchen to feed Pandora and Angel Bunny, leaving Discord alone. How could she have a baby, my own first love, my precious Chrysalis, betraying me for someone else? She has a surprise waiting for her in this boyfriend. Why, they are not even married. Discord looked over at the picture of Fluttershy and him together alongside Pandora, and for the first time in Discord's life he looked ashamed and he started to softly cry. Chapter 12. Discord was sitting with Fluttershy and Pandora in their front room. There was an awkward silence. Discord, is there something you want to tell me? Discord could not look at Fluttershy in the face. Discord. Discord turned to Fluttershy without looking at her and said, Flut. Suddenly the door was slammed open and there stood Tyrax and Queen Chrysalis. Tyrax, Chrysalis! Shouted Fluttershy. Yes, my dear, it has been such a long time. How are you, Discord, my love? Discord looked up at Chrysalis and gave her a glare, and not a nice one at that. Dear, what do you mean, dear Chrysalis? This is my husband. Chrysalis laughed and walked over to Pandora. Don't touch her! Shouted Fluttershy and Discord together. Oh, I would not dream of it. There are big plans for her in the future. Imagine a world of chaos and evil. Pandora and Agony ruling Equestria. Discord walked over to Tyrek and Chrysalis and whispered, "Get out of my house. Now!" Tyrek and Chrysalis left laughing mischievously. Fluttershy began to cry. "Discord, do you love Queen Chrysalis?" Discord sat down next to Fluttershy and said, "Yes, I did, but when I met you I fell deeply and passionately in love with you. You are my world and I would rather die than be without you." Fluttershy stopped crying and hugged Discord. 2 hours later. Fluttershy by now had forgiven Discord and they were about to sit down for dinner with Pandora. Suddenly Twilight Sparkle galloped into the room, surprising Discord and Fluttershy. "What's the matter, Twilight?" Fluttershy looked up and cried, "Queen Chrysalis is dead." All of a sudden there was silence in the room. End of Book 1.